Hey, how's it going? Ed from Precision Gun Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Remora holsters. Now, Remora is I would say, a low-cost concealed carry holster manufacturer with a highly specialized way of doing business. They have one primary type of holster, and you're looking at it. It's called the original no-clip holster. And I find that this is a very good holster for deeper concealment. Obviously, it doesn't have any clip on it, but it is still meant to be worn inside the waistband. And the way that they accomplish this is with this sticky outer material. If you take a look there, you can see it looks a lot like the finish, the rubber on a basketball almost. Not a leather basketball, but one of the sticky ones. And I find that this holster does an excellent job at what it's intended for. Now, this is the small size for the Glock 26, and they happen to be very versatile. I got this for a Glock 26, and then I moved on to a Smith & Wesson M&P Compact, and it fits perfectly. So, and you'll see more of that as we go on. Now, these holsters are excellent for their intended purpose, which is not a high-stress tactical deployment option. It's more for deeper concealment on an everyday basis, with an emphasis, I would say, on comfort. I find these to be extremely comfortable holsters, with the ability to wear them very low inside the waistband while maintaining some degree of retention. It's a surprising degree of retention because I can wear this all day and still have the gun ride in my waistband comfortably, without concern that it would be falling out. It's not a high retention tactical Kydex, and it's not strapped to your belt, so I wouldn't go jumping fences or rolling on the ground with it, although we did do a little bit of rolling with my M&P, and it seemed to be just fine. I did readjust out of compulsion, but I think it would have been fine regardless, specifically with a tightly worn belt. Now, even though Remora is fairly specialized in that they provide one specific type of holster with a couple of other options that are not really the focus, they do have things like the sweat shield option, which you see here. Normally this holster would be symmetrical on the front and back, but as you can see with my M&P, it's designed to shield your body from the slide. This is the sweat shield, and then they have the full sweat shield, which comes up even higher and protects against the grip as well. Now, being that these aren't fitted Kydex or fitted leather, they are more like a nylon holster in their versatility, and by that I mean that this is actually a holster for a Glock 26, but as you can see, my M&P Compact fit in there absolutely perfectly. With that, though, comes the potential for a misfit. Now, let me just show you. Here's a Remora for a 1911. This is the 1911 holster. For a gun this heavy, it becomes a little bit less viable to carry with the Remora, but it still works. I've tested this, and to show more of the versatility of these holsters, here's a TriStar P120, which also fits perfectly snugly inside this 1911 model. Where I have run into a little bit of an issue is here with the revolvers. I had a Ruger SP101, and I ordered a holster from Remora, and it came and the gun basically just floated inside there. It was simply not the right size. What I did was I called and spoke to them, and they were very nice on the phone, and they exchanged out the Smith & Wesson J-frame size for my SP101, and it fit well. Actually, they didn't even switch it out. They just sent me this second one to keep, which was really nice. And it fit very well. I got rid of the SP-101 and got a small J-frame, and now this is the gun that this is actually designed for, but I find it to be also a little bit loose. I would like a little bit less material here to hold the J-frame, to get my finger in there, etc. So revolvers seem to be a little bit less perfect than the semi-autos. So that's what that looks like. Now, as you can see, the Remora holster rides in extremely low in the waistband, which is excellent for wearing minimal upper garments to cover the handle of the gun, which is what I really like these holsters for. They allow me to dress as I please and still be able to conceal appropriately. Not having a clip allows you to adjust how much you want the holster canted. So if you want it tilted forward a little bit more, you can do that. If you want it more vertical, you can do that. If you want it to ride a little higher, you can do that. And if you want it to ride a little lower, you can do that. And in doing so, you change the properties of the level of concealment versus the level of comfort versus the level of mobility versus the level of quick access to the gun. The versatility of these holsters is excellent, and the ability to quickly take it off when you need to. Say you have to go somewhere where you can't carry a weapon. It's very easy to just throw it in a glove compartment and proceed on your way without the hassle of clips and attachments and belts and whatever. And depending on the pants that you're wearing, you may not need a belt. If you're wearing sweatpants with a drawstring, you can pull that tight, and depending on the gun, I mean, I obviously wouldn't recommend it with a 1911, but with something like that M&P Compact, you could potentially wear that in your sweatpants, and I have. It wasn't an all-day thing. I'm not going out for extended periods in sweatpants. I'm not playing sports with my gun on me. But if you have to have the gun on you and you happen to be wearing a less than ideal waistband setup, then this is a good option, and it's a quick option. And I've never had a single problem with the gun failing to be retained, and I've never had a problem where the gun falls down the leg of my pants. The worst is a little bit of anxiety that it might fall down the leg of my pants, but it has yet to happen. And I wouldn't recommend doing handstands, but again, that's not exactly the aim with this holster. This is for casual concealed carry with an emphasis on comfort and concealability versus tactical deployment. And at $24.95 to $29.95, they are absolutely priced right for the quality of manufacturing that you are getting. For all semi-autos, I wholeheartedly recommend a Remora if this is a method of carry that appeals to you. And even if it doesn't, it's worth trying out because you may change your mind once you try it. As for revolvers, I have seen now with 2 revolvers that the sizing just wasn't to my liking. So I would not recommend this for inside the waistband revolver carry. However, as you saw in one of my other videos, the small size Remora, as with the J-frame revolver, happens to work very well for inside the pocket carry. So that's it, Remora holsters. You can find them at remoraholsterstore.com. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give us a thumbs up if you like what you see here, and subscribe so you can catch all of our latest videos.